Hello, welcome back to the channel. Guys, we are slowly but surely growing. Okay, please help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Just click that little subscribe button and help me get to that 1,000. Okay, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you that have done that so far. And I would greatly appreciate anyone else that joins the squad. No, not squad. I'm too old for that. The team. No, this ain't really no team. The family? I don't know. Click the subscribe button, okay? And welcome in. All right. So today we are talking about rich people's problems, right? Problems that I wish to someday have. These people are complaining that AMX has cut their limits. And I get it. I mean, I understand once you're used to having a certain amount or access to a certain amount, and then you get cut down to something else. It's like, what is going on? My life, my life is, the things are decreasing. Like, how can I get by without my credit card? Which credit cards, to me, cash is king, right? If you don't have the cash, you have no business buying it. But I guess some people know how to leverage things and make it all work out for them. So let's see what these rich people are complaining about.
It's Joe from Georgia. If you want to know how bad the economy's getting and you have an American Express card, you'll know real soon. Because, folks, American Express has came in and just cut credit lines like you wouldn't believe. Now, I am since 1982, 44-year user of American Express. Even the American Express Platinum card that I pay $895 a year for, because it was an unlimited credit line that I could use however I needed. Always paid my bills, never been late, nothing.
Real quick, unlimited credit line? That is insane. How many people would be able to control themselves with an unlimited credit line? And he's keeping up with his bills? That is a financially literate person right there.
I have more income than I've ever had. And I can't use my American Express Platinum card the way I used to because they cut it to where it used to. I mean, I could spend $100,000 and they wouldn't say anything. I tried to spend $5,000 and I got a call saying that they had reduced my credit line. And I'm like, exactly why? They said, well, it's a systematic thing they're doing because of just the credit market. It's just an update. Well, folks, it's because people aren't paying their bills.
Economy is in a downward spiral and things are probably about to crash.
That's what's going on. I've always paid mine. I have good credit. Never late. But American Express, and that's just one credit card company because, folks, it's happening over and over again to where there's accounts that you have for 20-something years, and all of a sudden, they just cut your balance like you wouldn't believe. So, folks, American Express is at it, and I'm sure other credit card companies are. But the loyalty to American Express for me is over. So, folks, the economy is in the tank, and American Express is cutting their losses.
American Express cut my card limit. I actually have an American Express card. I have the Delta card. I can't remember which one. And I remember I was on the phone with them because my card was off one day and I was like, what is happening? And they let me know that, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to be cutting the limit of your card. And I was like, what do you mean? I haven't missed a single payment. Like, why are you cutting my card limit? And I didn't have an unlimited card limit either. I didn't have a crazy limit either. I think I had like maybe 30 grand. And they were like, well, you know, we just have to cut it back, da 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 da. I was like, oh, okay. Like, so I didn't really care, right? Like, like, it's not the end of the world. I'm not spending the money anyway. But I think this is like indicative of more things to come because now I'm seeing more creators come out and say like, oh yeah, they cut my limit, they cut my limit, they cut my. I thought it was just me. I thought maybe I pissed off the Amex gods because I'd be blowing their phone up every time something goes wrong. But no, man, like, I think this is actually pretty bad. Again, I'm speculating. I'm headcanoning right now, as I famously say not to do. But no, my Amex card has also had a limit reduction.
I do think, I don't know for sure, I'm no financial expert, I don't know nothing about nothing, right? But I do feel like it's the sign of things to come. Like they're saying, things are about to drastically change. Things are going to be more digital. But my thing is, they print money every single day, right? So I don't know, guys. My brain, the system only works because we work the system. If we didn't work the system, all of their things that they've implemented would come crashing down. But we all know everybody would never get on the same page with that. So the system is the system, and once they crash it themselves, we're going to suffer for a period of time, and then they'll enroll their new system that we all got to take part in.
So anyone else have their Amex card getting cut where if you had 5,000 in extra credit available, you now don't have it? They cut back on what your available balance was? Like, I think I always understood that the money wasn't actually mine. But what do you mean? They're cutting my ability to spend it. I'm getting this intuitive feeling that it's 2008 all over again. I don't like it.
And for all the youngsters, which I'm sure there aren't many youngsters on this channel, 2008 is when everything crashed. They tanked like the stock market, and people were jumping off of buildings and taking themselves out because their money was gone and all that stuff. Which I was clearly I was younger, like a few years out of high school. So, but people survived. Clearly, people still paid bills. People still, like, the working person still managed their lives. It was the super rich that it really impacted. It's crazy with these limits, right? This girl said $5,000 availability. Then the last guy said 30,000, and the first guy said unlimited. Well, the first guy must be ultra rich because he's talking about unlimited credit access, or he just has a great credit score. But either way, I mean, you can't get mad at a company for limiting the amount of money that they let you borrow. Like, you still have no limit on the amount of money that you can create for yourself. It's just they're not going to give you money to borrow.
So I made a video about my experience with Amex with the Centurion Black Card here, and how they took my spend limit from $800,000 a month down to $100,000 a month.
That's a huge jump. And well, the other guy, I think the first guy as well, but from 800 down to 100,000, that's insane. And brother, what do you do with 800,000? Help me understand.
Without notice. And I thought it was because of something I did, but apparently it doesn't seem to be that way, because I'm seeing all over on X, and I'm seeing here on Instagram, and I'm seeing on TikTok, people that have American Express accounts, whether they're Black Cards, Platinum, or whatever, are getting their spend limits reduced, or they're getting spend limits in place. And so, you know, some people are saying, hey, it's probably because there's a recession on the way. Some people say it's probably because of this or because of that.
See, regular people already feel like there's a recession in place because of gas and food and, you know, rent prices. But see, people that have money or an abundance of money, they don't feel it as much as the average working person does.
And I think, you know, yeah, it's possible. Those things can happen for sure. But the thing, guys, that I learned, regardless of whether or not you have a Black Card like this or whatever, is you need to diversify. And that's one of the biggest mistakes I made, you know, in the process, right? Because I didn't have other banking, other funding, other stuff going on, because Amex since 2009 has never been an issue with me. I pay my bill every single month. They raised my spend limit. I've been a good customer. I've been a Centurion member. I'm spending way too much on this card right here per year. And it's been fine, but things change, right? And that's something you have to realize, guys. If you don't own the platform, things will change. But I have found a couple other resources when it comes to funding. So if you guys are spending significant money on Amex or for your business, whether you're running ads or e-commerce or whatever it is, just shoot me a DM, and I'm going to introduce you to someone that this company that's pretty much, right? They just care about the shareholders.
If you have American Express charge cards or credit cards and they're reducing your credit limits or they're cutting back your spending power, I have been getting so many phone calls, so many messages. I'm going to straight up tell you right now, I think something's happening in the capital markets, and I think people need to start being really, really cautious and very, very careful with their money and their finances. Capital One used to give a credit card to anybody with a heartbeat. Now people aren't even getting approved for secure credit cards. And the number of phone calls to where people are spending money on Amex cards where they've restricted. One guy had his buying power or spending power on his Amex Platinum card reduced to $1,800. If you are carrying balances on credit cards, if you have a lot of credit card debt, I think there's a lot of things happening in the capital markets where you need to start being more careful, and now's the best time to start paying your credit cards to zero every single week to reduce your risk factor, lower your exposure, and start being smart with your money.
I'm not sure about that because if things are about to tank, why do I care about paying my credit card bills? I need to be saving all of my money for things to come that I'm going to need tangibly, not your little stupid credit card debt that y'all going to write off anyway and do away with. So I don't think that's good advice at all if things are about to tank. Who cares? Who's going to care about a credit score, credit card debt, any of that stuff if things really take a downturn? It's going to be survival of the freaking fittest. I didn't cuss. I said freaking. It didn't come out too well.
A lot of videos about American Express. So for someone who worked in credit for 30 odd years in Amex, they have information on steroids, bigger than AI. And yes, they did the same thing in 2009 with the Great Recession. And yes, they will protect themselves because they have the information. They run analytics all the time. So if you get a letter that your limit is being decreased, there is something going on. So Amex is one of the best companies in the United States of America. They are extremely smart. They process big data, and they know what the hell is going on. Remember, in 2009, a lot of these banks and financial companies had to borrow money from the government. Amex was one of them. This is public information. And they did pay it back. As a matter of fact, they paid it back faster than most of the other banks. So yes, it's an indicator that things are not going well in our economy. Thank you.
So, what do us regular folk have to look forward to? I don't know. My opinion is start saving up your pennies. And I don't know. I really don't know. Because if things do take a turn, you know, they've been talking about this digital system for a long time, switching over to, you know, getting rid of the money. And I think they slowly started it with the pennies and then it'll be the nickel. Like they're slowly trying to take it away. But I think maybe one day they're going to shut the whole thing down and come back like, hey, well, the money wasn't safe and blah, blah, blah. And now we have to start doing it this way. And then we're just going to be stuck doing it that way. But hey, this AMX thing, these is rich people problems. You know, the average person don't have to even worry about that. They wish they could get a $2,000 limit just to pay some bills, not even to do extra stuff. Because you know these people with this, they probably not paying bills, or if they do pay it, is on the credit card, it's just to keep their points rolling and they pay it off immediately. But the average person, they need credit cards just to pay freaking bills around here. But I don't know. But it might be a sign of something worse to come. So just keep your eyes peeled, okay there, Sally? Not Sally, for real, but keep your eyes peeled, okay? Pay attention to what's going on because we never know what these people are doing. But there's a reason they're decreasing their money. So we'll see. Until next time.